Hello my good students, welcome back to our War on the Sea Let's Play series as the Imperial Japanese Navy. Joining here with the Shokaku steaming right outside of the Shortland Islands, ready to pick up some more planes and get back straight into the action. So, following straight after the previous episode where we destroyed the enemy Wasp, which is excellent news, but I have bad news. We lost a Mogami and Fubuki, I believe the destroyer was. Ups and downs. That wasn't at the cost. That wasn't a strike on the carrier at the cost of those ships. We actually lost those ships in a surface engagement after destroying a New Orleans and a Cleveland, a Brooklyn, and a couple Summers, which is not a problem. It's just a bit. It's just really unfortunate, really. I would love to have not lost the Mogami because we now only have 3, I believe, available. I'm going to double check that. I believe one of them is not available anyway because it was sunk at the Battle of Midway. So we do only have, if that's the case, we do only have 2 possible available, and I think they're both in repairs. So it's going to be quite some time before we can replace them, but we will have a look. So let's get to the strategic map and see what's going on, shall we? So, like I said, Shokaku should be able to rearm over here, so let's do that. Excellent, instantly done. Brilliant stuff. We're just going to double check the damages we've taken. Just some funnel damage on actually most of our ships there. Excuse me. It's not a problem. We'll be able to deal with that. We're going to go straight back out into the theatre of war. Going to double check damages to Fuso's task force. Tono's taken. That's fine. It's always had that. I'm surprised it didn't lose that actually, rather than Mogami. But I think we're running low on some ammunition. No, not looking too bad. Not looking too bad. So we're going to keep them out in the field for a bit, I think. And what we're going to do is pull them back and just patrol out around here, just to keep things safe and to make sure we've got some eyes in the back of us, because I'm just a little bit paranoid at the moment. We do have our submarines patrolling forwards though, that's not a problem. I do have some Jakes out currently. It is quite early in the day, so we're going to relaunch the Jakes from the submarines. And what they're going to do is actually scout out around the New Hebrides with this one, like that. And the I-19 is going to launch one, which is going, I think it's going to actually check over here, just to make sure nothing is sneaking up behind us from Santa Cruz Islands. We're going to get from the Tone another Jake out, and that's actually going to do some scouting in this gap here, see if there's anything there. And the of course we don't have a Mogami, do we? No. Went to look for it. Tell you what, let's look at our rest and repairs. Well, I've got Mogami here, and a Takao. Okay, interesting. We do have 120 command points, so what we could do is try and reinforce that loss. Let's go to heavy cruisers. Let's go to Mogamis. So yeah, Mikuma's not available because it got sunk at the Battle of Midway. Mogami have just sunk. Suzuya's in rest and repair. So we're going to get Kumano. Like that, which we have already seen in this series. It's been freshly repaired, and we do need to replace the destroyer, but you know what, I think I'm going to make this an even bigger task force and get another Takao out. We're going to get the Chokai, because I like the sound of the name. We're also going to get another destroyer to replace that loss. I think we're going to get a Kagero. What sort of sensors and armor does that have? That does have does not have any radar at all. Not a problem. Most destroyers don't. We're going to look at the armor though, compared to other destroyers, so it doesn't change. Not a problem. Yugumo does have some radar, which I think would actually be rather useful. So how many do we have available? Basically all of them actually, it's just the others are in rest and repair, so that's absolutely fine. So we get a Yugumo out, so that's going to cost 66 command points, that's basically half of what we got. Not a problem. Let's go out and meet the Fuso task force, and that will be excellent stuff. From our losses we regrow. Heal and grow, ladies and gentlemen. Heal and grow. It's our mantra. We do have Task Force 7 coming back to Rabaul. What it's going to do, I think, is going to pick up 1 ship's worth of troops. It might as well put some supplies again on Guadalcanal, and reinforce that over there. We are currently holding 113 engineering and fuel. How much do we have over here? Just 100. Not going to be quite enough to actually upgrade it. So we'll leave that for now. Having said that though, I think that's all of our situations covered. I'll see you once we engage some enemies, which hopefully isn't too far away. Actually, what we could do is try and retake the Russell Islands or sort things out on the Florida Islands. Looking at the fact that 34 troops have managed to hold out quite a while on the Florida Islands at the moment, it does suggest that they don't have a lot of troops on Melissa, Florida Islands and the Russell Islands. So we'll think about that in a minute, but otherwise I'll see you in a second. Okay, so instantly after pressing play, we are plagued again by what appears to be a submarine attack from onto our Fuso. So what we're going to do is the usual fallback sonars on and just try and spot some torpedoes. The Suzuki is directly behind the foot attacker here, so that's just going to turn around and have a look, see if it can come up and spot some submarines. Hopefully no more than one, Jesus Christ. This is an Akizuki class destroyer, so it does have some air radar on it. It's not really going to help at this point in time though. We're just going to stop with our foot attacker so that it doesn't actually hit the Akizuki class here. Have we spotted any just torpedoes just yet? I can't see any. Actually, there appears to be some just over here. Brilliant stuff. So Fuso's going to be safe. Looks like actually everything's going to be safe. Just need to watch out with our Suzuki here. It's stuck in evasive maneuvers though. It's actually ignoring the orders we've given it. Where are these torpedoes coming from? Gonna turn back into them like that, I think. Yeah, we should be clear over here. I'm a bit worried about the Suzuki because it's just not doing as we tell it to. Do want it to increase its turnage there and increase its speed a little bit actually. So we're going to turn back round with the Inazuma. Yeah, okay, should be fine. We're going to look underwater. I don't think we're going to see anything though, because it should be quite far ahead of us, the submarine. And I think that sort of course will do. Going to go up to 13 knots. And Suzuki's finally looking okay. So what we're going to do actually is keep that still, like that. And that can hit its sonar down, and it should be fine. The Tonne is trying its best to reverse into the torpedoes there. Don't know why. Yep, that's fine. Foot attackers still, and Fuso's not going to get hit, so going to keep that running still. Going to bring the Tonne up very slowly, so it doesn't get hit by these torpedoes, but I think it's looking fine, so actually we're just going to stop with that. Hopefully the Inazuma can search out this submarine. It must be the same submarine that's tried hitting us before. It's right on top of us. It's really not giving us any chance to disengage it. So can we see it? No. Don't know what I was expecting there, but I will see what happens. Come back to you in a minute. And unfortunately we've lost that one again. We do currently see an American patrol plane coming out on this direction here. So what I'm going to do is launch from the Tonne and get a Jake out towards that. And just go straight down to try and follow it there. And peel off back round here to try and get it on the double back. And do the same again. Just try and use its fuel up efficiently. And other than that, I think we're going to go. What's this one doing? You wouldn't bloody believe it, would you? You just wouldn't believe it. We've only just sunk a carrier. And look what they've got back again. If you hover your mouse over it, it does only say 4 destroyers or 4 light cruisers. So we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Actually, what we're going to do is come into contact with it. We're going to bring I-19 over and come down like that. Just in case, we're going to get some zeros out to give patrol over the Fuso. But we are going to come around with our Jake and actually go into tacticals to try and spot that. Why is it not moving? There you go. It is coming up to I-19. Yeah, we're going to go to tactical, get our binoculars out and see what's going on with that. Because I would love to confirm what is going on here. Okay, so it does just seem to be the remaining escorts. Not a problem there. We can deal with that absolutely fine. We could look for a decisive surface engagement with our Fuso task force, but I want to reinforce it with those 2 heavy cruisers first. So what we're going to do, order a retreat and get out. Excellent stuff there. That is very nice to know that it's not a actual carrier that's just using the indicator. Which is weird, but I suppose the AI misses its ships as well. That's a lot of Atlantas there though. It's a very juicy target for a submarine actually. So I'll get back to you in a second with that. Okay, so we're going to try and keep contact with that. We're just going to patrol up and down there with the Jake here. And of course we're going to come in with the I-17 on their course they were taking. Fuso's going to stay patrolling, not a problem. Shouldn't be too bad there. Excellent stuff. So there's the I-19. I'm going to try and keep contact over here. And actually I'm going to keep retreating with the Fuso for now. Hopefully the I-19 will be able to catch that. So I'm not going to move at full speed because that's the way you overshoot it with your plane, with your ships. Going to keep the Jake just over here, just keeps in sight. It's not a problem. And hopefully, come on, come on, come on, come on. It's moving just a little too quick for us, but it is retreating. So I'm going to try and catch it like that. Come on. It's moving too fast for a submarine to go in. What we're going to do is actually try and guess it with this back one as well, the I-15. It does have full 17 torpedoes available. We are, remember, going in with the I-17 to resupply at the Shortland Islands as well, so it only has 2 torpedoes available. I'll come back to you when we actually get in range of something. Once again, this ruddy submarine has come in to try and shoot us down. So once again, we're going to do the usual, full back, reverse a bit and see what happens there. Hopefully we get sight of it this time and actually destroy it, because it's getting on my ruddy bloody nerves actually. We're going to turn off like this with Suzuki over here and try and keep an eye out for torpedoes and such over here. Suzuki's sonar is on, isn't it? Excellent stuff. So again, just a waiting game. Good to see what's happening. But can't see anything just yet. Then don't always fire immediately. Suzuki, how are you doing? Yeah, turn around just a little bit. Actually go straight off like that. That'd be great so you don't hit anything. Anything? Anything? Like some lift music right now, wouldn't we? Okay, yeah, turn, 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 turn. Just do as I say, Suzuki, and you won't hit anything. Don't worry, you're not going to hit anything if you do as I say. I don't like how the AI decides to just override your commands when it comes to evasion, because, you know, surely half the time you're live to it, and if you're not, then that is down to you, I'm afraid. It's how you're going to learn from your mistakes, is actually getting damaged from collisions. Is my philosophy there. But so far, no sign of any torpedoes still. What's the sea state like? It is very high, so sonar's not going to be particularly effective. I still can't see anything. Only the waves of the ocean. There is something about though, because we can tell that because the retreat time is not great. We're going to carry on straight here with the Suzuki then. And actually have it stand still for a little bit. Try and help our sonar out. But we're not picking anything up. Can't even see torpedoes being fired at us. So it's either very lazy submarine or some sort of mistake going on. We shall see in a minute. Okay, so we've just caught sight of it on sonar actually. It's extremely close to the Fuso, which is rather a bother actually. Rather a bother, to put it mildly. It is very, very close. What actually is the range from here? It is, yeah, sub 500 meters, which is ridiculously close. So what we're going to do is actually try and engage it with the Suzuki. It was in the more favourable position to actually get on top of it. What I want to do actually is get the Fuso to turn in like that actually. So it does present a more narrow target if it does decide to fire torpedoes off. Which hopefully isn't going to be the case. I've no idea why the Suzuki's turning like that. I didn't tell it to. I'm just really fed up with this now actually. But it does look like the submarine is turning away. Yeah, here we go. It's right on top of us. That is excellent stuff. We're going to get a big spread of depth charges off, and actually we are going to turn now rounds to get our stern on it. Yeah, there we go. So Fuso is actually fine. So I'm just going to very quickly pause, I'm afraid, and tell it to stop so it doesn't get any collisions there. We're going to exploit this camera as much as we can. Just get our stern on. This is definitely retreating, so that's absolutely fine. I'm going to look at our speed in a second and actually slow down a bit. We are going to just carry it, stop turning, get our speed so that we're leading but not overshooting too much, and we're actually just going to get some depth charges off because I think this is as good a chance as any as we're going to get. Very, very close to the surface that. It's very slowly diving. Yeah, there we go. That will be very nice. Very, very nice indeed. And there you have it. Our Fuso is now that much safer. So what we're going to do actually is pull it forwards again and get us to patrol in this angle here. Because we can see that the remaining carrier escort has come back down here. So it is retreating, rather scared of us, which is, you know, the natural natural reaction. I don't think we're going to catch up with it with our destroyers. So we're going to keep I-15 in this direction here, just scouting and patrolling over here. Quite a wide arc. Submarines do have absolutely terrible visibility on the strategic map, so we would be lucky to actually spot anything with that, but if we do catch anything that would be great. Otherwise, just going to carry on. I'll see you in a second. And as soon as I press play, did you see that? It's another submarine. Jesus Christ. Oh, dearie me. Let's just get back to it. How many depth charges did we leave this one on? Does have 38. That's excellent stuff, actually. That's about as many as the Inazuma has on top. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty decent, actually. So, again, usual things. Everyone gets reversing. Don't worry, I'm just as tired of it as you are. Jesus Christ. Yeah, get the Suzuki over as well, that'd be great. We'll reduce the speed over here. Is your sonar on? Yes it is, brilliant stuff. So, are they going to bother striking to start with this time? That is the question. Do I see something over there? Or is that just the waves? Right over here. Does appear to be something. Yep, that's torpedoes. Excellent stuff. Let's go full steam ahead. Damn the torpedoes. That is coming for Fuso though, so we are going to have to watch out for that. It is presenting, of course, a narrow target at the moment, but we will see what happens. Yeah, don't turn into them, that would be a bit stupid. Well, I've lost sight of them now, they're just over here, okay. We'll get sight of them on the map in a second. There we go. So, it's actually the foot attacker that looks like it's in a pickle there. Okay, not a problem. We're just going to go straight from here, and hopefully the Inazuma can pick that up. Suzuki might be in a bit of trouble as well. I can't actually see them on the surface very well there. Suzuki should be fine if it keeps going like that. So we're going to keep it straight ahead. Fuso, you may want to turn actually. If you turn like that rather than the way you're going, that would be a good idea. Foot attacker, stop turning and actually just retreat like that. We're going to go a tad slower because you're going to go into the Tonne. Tonne can actually stop, I think. Actually, that'd be great. Yeah, so this ship's fine. We're going to slow down in a second with Inazuma, just to try and help our sonar out. At the moment though, I'm more worried about Fuso. Of course. I think I want to turn around again like that. If I thought it had the acceleration, I'd go straight forwards and try and get in this gap here. But we're going to have to try and turn reverse and turn into this gap here, which is looking rather likely. Let's get a lovely tight turn there. And that is basically done actually. Yeah, get it to just go forwards a bit and to the port side there, and that should be fine actually. That would be just great. Brilliant stuff. And now it can actually just stop. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, all safe. What we're going to do then is slow down with Inazuma. That's the wrong ship. Try and get our sonar off a bit better. There's no sign of anything underwater here. We'll have a look. I'll get back to you in a second rather than make you wait through all of this with me. And unfortunately no sign of that again. That's not a problem. I'm sure it will turn up again soon. So we're just going to carry on again, I'm afraid, and see what happens. Safe so far. It is night time. So we are running blind without any aircraft. Just going to change the course of I-19 to come over here and back up again, because I do want to patrol a little bit better there. I'll see you in a second. Okay, so it is now 5 o'clock in the morning of the next day. Didn't actually manage to spot anything overnight, not a problem, that's how I like it. We've launched recon planes which will disperse into their given patterns in a second once we hit play. But for the meantime, we are going to look at managing the cargo of this particular task force here. I did say we're going to get some troops off on that, and we're going to get some more supplies off over here. I think that's what we're going to do. Alright, so what we're going to do with it though is still the question. I'm going to bring it down to Guadalcanal for now. Look at the progress of that. Still ticking over. Might land some more troops and supplies there. Just to make sure we finally get that done. But I do also want to take back the Russell Islands and the Florida Islands. So we'll try and decide in a second. But otherwise, I think we're okay. Let's have a look, see what our scouts find. Ooh, okay, there's a submarine hunting group over here. 3 destroyers, not a problem. Can sort that out fairly easily. And that's the sort of thing we're looking for. What is this? That is 1 heavy cruiser, 2 lights, and 2 destroyers. I do want to hit that with Fuso Task Force, but first I want to reinforce it. So what I'm going to do is actually pull back a second and get them to meet over here. And what I'm going to do, I think, is try and intercept it with I-90 maybe, just for a bit of fun. But to make sure we do hit it, so I'm going to launch some Vows off of the Shokaku, like such. And this isn't necessarily to sink anything, this is just going to be to hurt the heavy cruiser, I think. which we should be able to do fairly easily. Shokak is ready to launch again, not a problem. Let's go straight over to them, make things a bit easier for us. Come on, there we go, should be right on top of them, excellent stuff. So, only a few flights of ours, not a problem. Like I said, just to tickle the enemy heavy cruiser, should be right on top of them. Why can I never see them on the sea surface? There we go, they're right ahead of us, that's why they are. There's a bit of distance over there. So what do we have? We have a Sims, we have a Marne, we have a Cleveland, we have another Cleveland, and a New Orleans. Excellent stuff. Okay, so let's identify it as such. I'm going to go target, New Orleans, American, surface ships, heavy cruiser, New Orleans. Excellent stuff. How many do we have left? One. This is their last New Orleans, everyone. Their last New Orleans, finally. So that might be the last of their heavy cruisers, actually. They got, what was it? We said in the last episode, they got one more Northampton. Yeah, they get the Chicago available. Excellent stuff. So I think we are really coming to the end of this. The Baltimore's not going to be available for ages. We've sunk the Wichita with our Yamato. So, yeah, like I said, I was hoping to finish this series once we destroyed all their heavy cruisers and battleships, and carriers of course, but it really depends whether a carrier rears its ugly head again in the near future. But we can deal with the ships we have at the moment and see what happens, really. But please let me know in the comments how much longer you want this to go on for. My maximum so far in my head is 40 episodes, so it's not very many more. I think it's quite easy to say we have one so far, though, that's the thing. And I don't want to drag on too much more than that. But otherwise, I'll leave you with this engagement, I think. And at the end of that, they did take actually heavy damage and moderate flooding, which is very nice. So I am very tempted to take that straight away with the Fuso Task Force. But like I said, do like to take engagements, as I know I can definitely win fairly handily. Now, having said that, with the previous service engagements, not really backing that up too well, is it? So we're going to carry on and see what happens with our scouts. Nothing too interesting. Oh, just missed it with our I-19 there. We're not going to be able to catch that up, unfortunately. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's going to be just a little too slow there. Not a problem. So we are going to merge these task forces and go for a engagement, I think. Like this. There we go. That is a massive task force now. 1, 2, 3, 4 heavy cruisers, 3 destroyers, and a battleship. That is something you do not want to catch you there. So we're going to go down like this. The I-19 is going to come up like that on its rear. And we're going to sort out the formation here. I've been liking these circular, but when it comes to actually moving, it's really not very useful, is it? So, how does a 3-column look? Okay. It's not particularly bad, actually. We'll get the Fuso as a number 4 in the centre, which is what I want. Do I want all of the destroyers in the front, is the question. Let's try and look at a 2-column. Yeah, it's a bit much, isn't it? Line of breasts is just ridiculous, and line of heads just not very useful. So let's go for a 3-column. What do I want to do with everything, though, is the question. I certainly want 1 destroyer in the front. think Tonne is probably a good idea to have on the front as well, with how its guns are set up, and having it on one of the flanks is useful because of the torpedoes it can get off. I want the Suzuki though, I think, as number 8, so we're going to swap positions here, like that. So Kumano is now going to be number 5 over there, not a problem. You know what, I think that's probably going to be fine. We'll deal with that, see how it goes. I like to try new things now and then. We like change sometimes, within reason. So let's carry on and see what happens over there. Shokak is ready to launch aircraft, not a problem. In fact, what we're going to do is actually launch some more scouts off, because scouting is amazing. We're going to launch over here again with something, just to fill in the gap. And have a look up here. With the eye over here, we're going to scout around the New Hebrides and just do a really wide patrol over there. Does this one have its Jake down? It does, so we're going to launch that off again. And the way that's going to go actually is I'm going to scout over here just in a straight line and come back just to see if there's any activity out here, because we've really ignored this area, which we really shouldn't be doing, but unfortunately the game doesn't particularly encourage you to do so, especially with the objectives being center yourself around Guadalcanal as a Japanese, and no real incentive to actually take the islands over there, which is why I want to play the Tokyo Express mod, because apparently that really does encourage you to launch a real island hopping campaign. But having said that, we're going to launch. We now have a massive amount of recon potential with this task force that the Fuso has. So we're going to launch as many as we can off of there. We've got the Pete from the Fuso, it's not really going to go anywhere. We've got the Pete from the Foot Attacker just patrolling around. Let's get the Chokai's Jake off. And let's actually get it to go back behind us, because scouting in front is all well and good, but is always the chance, there's always a low chance, there's never zero, of having people in your flank. So let's check that and see what happens, shall we? There we go, we're getting in range now. What I might do actually is launch a piece off of the Fuso when we come into position here. Like that. So Fuso, launch aircraft, Pete, and that will help us scout in the engagement here. Like that. Going to turn off fire at will, because I bloody hate that. I'm going to turn on all radars and sonars, just for the hell of it, and see what happens. It does appear that they have a Kingfisher in the area, not a problem. We're going to send our Pete down. We have made contact with them. What exactly is the distance on that? If we get the Fuso over here, we've lost contact already. Brilliant stuff. We could probably check actually with this. Yeah, it's about 16 to 18 kilometers away. Okay. We're going to increase our speed here to get the Fuso up. Go to its max speed. We're actually going to come out like this and go down like that to try and get a bit closer to them. I'll see you in a second. No, I won't. We're going to see what we've got. So we've got the New Orleans here. We're going to get the Fuso to have a look at that. Going to identify it, of course. They're already firing at us, which is why we saw them. Excellent stuff. Where are we? New Orleans. Spot. What exactly is the ammo we have left on here? Yeah, it's... Why is it telling me on the strategic map we have much more than that? We may have to resupply the Fuso after this. It's got less ammo than our heavy cruisers do, which is rather annoying, if you ask me. What have we spotted over here? That is one of the Clevelands. I think I'm going to get Foot Attacker to fire at the New Orleans and help the Fuso out there. Like that. So we get Tonne and Kumano to go for this Cleveland here. Let's identify it as such. I'm going to just double check it. There we go. Let's say light cruiser and go for Cleveland like that. Just going to identify everything we can at the moment actually. We said these were something. This looks like a Sims, didn't we? Okay, brilliant. Where are we? Sims. Yep, definitely a Sims. Brilliant stuff. And this one was a Marne, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, cool. How many Marnes have we sunk? Must be quite a lot. It's not huge actually. How are they doing for Sims as well? Because I'm pretty sure we've hit a few of them. Only the couple, not a problem. Alrighty, so let's guess our orders going. Tonne's going to focus on the Cleveland here, like that. It's actually going to start firing now with narrow spotting and get some HE fire off as well from the secondaries. Fuso can start firing once we get closer, actually. What we're going to do is hold at the moment. So we can get his secondaries out. Kumano does not have a target, so we're going to fire at this Cleveland. That's going to fire like that with spotting. Get some stuff off. Chokai, you can go for the back Cleveland here. Like that. Oh, bloody love the Takao. It was the ship we started with, and the ship we lost first. How are we doing with that? Yeah, we've got it now, finally. Why is Pete leaving the engagement area? Which Pete's that? It's over here, not a problem. That's one away, doing the scouting around us. Brilliant stuff. Okay, so how are we going with this? Fuso, what's your... Stop looking at the sky. What is your... it's not great, is it? Solution's not great. I do want to get closer with that. We're at a 17.7 kilometer distance, so I'll join you back once we're in a more comfortable engagement range, I think. See you in a second. Well, unfortunately from that they decided to just full out retreat, so what we're going to do is actually try and come up with the I-17, I-19 and try and get them there, and of course keep pursuing with the Fuso task force, which we need to do there. Yeah, we've got our course set. What we might do as well is actually launch some planes from the Shokaku. Gonna get some more Kate South on that, I think, just to try and slow them down, maybe sink something. We'll see how that goes. I'll see you back in a second. Not really a lot to say here, I'm afraid. They've gone past us. Disgusting. Okay, so engagement grace working in their favour there. So we're going to try and get them back with the Fuso. I-19 is never going to catch up, so we're going to carry on and just patrol over here. Like that. That'd be great stuff. Let's just carry on, shall we? Let's try and get them. There we go. They're going towards us. Brilliant stuff. Let's keep going to right on top of them. So the Fuso task force is actually in engagement range. We should have the Kates in with that as well. Brilliant stuff. Let's go. So let's go. We're going to turn off the usual things. That disgusting fire at will. We do of course have the Kates in with us as well, which is brilliant stuff. Our Petes should be pretty much on top of them as well. We're going to go forwards like that. Do have a Kingfisher behind us, not a problem. So let's go. Brilliant stuff. Where the bloody hell are they then? That's the question. Right over here. Excellent. So, let's identify everything. Go Cleveland here. Like that. CL Cleveland there. And one over here. Like that. And the New Orleans is here. So what I want to do actually is focus mostly on one of the Clevelands. And with our torpedoes. And hopefully that will mean we get a secondary, maybe a miss. And that will get the... New Orleans, perhaps. We'll see. We'll see. Get them to target this Cleveland here, I think. Let's get them to turn around. Actually, I would not look at the positioning at all there. Let's get them to increase their speed so they don't take too long to go over there. These can do the same. Like that. Come round. Get off. Like that. Increase your speed. And do that, please. And actually what I'm going to do with this group of Kates is actually target the New Orleans properly. What have we got over here? That is a Marne there, so we're not going to bother targeting that just yet. We're going to come down, get into engagement altitude, and come down like this here. Hopefully they'll be in sync. We'll see what happens. Okay, so the enemy are taking some rather interesting evasive maneuvers. We're holding off with our ship fire just at the moment. We're going to have to change our course for these planes over here, and maybe even change the target they're going after. They might have to go after the back Cleveland here. It's not a problem. We can do that very easily. So let's go out like this and come in over here and target this one, please. And you guys can do the same. Go out like this and come in like that. Their target distance is 6.7 kilometers away. Brilliant stuff. That's pretty much matching this at the moment. The New Orleans over here is at a horrible position for us to strike, so we could come out like that again and come in over here. Going to increase our speed, so that's a bit easier. We are going to have to remember to slow down all our other Kates as well, because that's certainly something we've forgotten a few times before. So what speed our Kates are going. I think now we do want to turn around just a bit more. That's not quite a nice enough broadside there. How are these ones looking? Yeah, they're going to have to turn around just a little bit more as well, I think. Actually follow our markers exactly. But otherwise I think this one's looking fine. So we're actually going to tell them to attack and slow down, so that we can get a decent strike off. Brilliant stuff. Hopefully that does pretty well. And what's the positioning looking like here? That's the Cleveland we're looking at hitting. But actually I think we're going to go for the original target and go over here. Like that. So that'd be brilliant stuff. Yeah, that's looking much better actually. It's much easier. So these are going to just change their positioning just a little bit and come up over here. I'm going to watch the flights here just to see what happens. I think this is going to be a decent angle actually, if the New Orleans keeps as it is. Coming up from the rear and leading it is actually not a bad idea. I would like a slightly flatter broadside to hit though. It does look like it might lead a little too much, especially if it starts to slow down. But we have dropped. Did lose one, not a problem. Not a problem there. This group, we're going to have to tell them to attack. I'm just going to pause very quickly. This one is going to change their attack pattern over here. I'm going to watch this group, make sure they drop properly. The attack on the New Orleans is not looking great. Hopefully it will go over and hit the Cleveland if anything. This might be a little too much as well, a little too much lead. So what I'm going to do with these Kates is actually, we did get one hit on the New Orleans though. Going to bring them over so they do lead the Cleveland a bit better actually. Actually that's 2 hits on the New Orleans. That might be enough to sink it with the damage we did with the Vals earlier. I'm not feeling too confident with this strike at all. I think the New Orleans, the Cleveland is turning just too much. That's going to go right past it there. Actually not hit anything, but it might take some stray torpedoes from the New Orleans, which was sort of our plan anyway, so it could take that. Go on, at least one on the bow. That would be brilliant stuff. That's a really horrible hit actually. Look at the fires on that, and the sea state. Oh my god, I've overshot with these. Completely forgot about these. So we're going to turn around. It's not a problem. The AA is not focused on them at all. And that's partly because we've got to, like we forgot even after saying we're going to make sure to sort their speed out. What is the sea state though? Sea state is 6, so floods should actually spread fairly easily. We're going to turn our speed down and actually I think attack from here. That would be brilliant if we could do that. Very lucky not to have lost a Kate from this flight. I'm sure it'll happen on the approach over here though. I'm liking the formation as well actually. That would be a very nice drop pattern. But since they have their smoke up, it's going to be difficult to hit them with our ships, which are drawing ever closer. Unfortunately losing a Kate on the approach. There are 2 Kates on the approach. That is disgusting. It's not looking like a great drop either. We're going to lose all those Kates there. That is the fault, well my fault, because we did take far too long getting on the approach there. Where are the torpedoes? Just here. Might clip one on the bow. We'd like it in the centre, but you know, can't have everything. Yeah, that's going to fall straight under. No problem. Doesn't look like the New Orleans is going to sink actually. Which is a crying shame. But that's that one. Oh, such a lovely sight that. So we're going to draw closer with our ships, which are now, what is their range? I'm just going to double check that. It is 16.5 kilometers. Actually, since they're not going particularly quickly, we might be able to get some decent shots off over there. What are they targeting? Not that Cleveland. Targeting New Orleans here. If we get some shots off in a second, should be pretty decent. Okay, so now we're actually quite a lot closer to the enemy. The Tonne is taking rather a lot of damage. It's taken some to the stern, did take a decent hit there, but it looks like we're getting on top of it, so nothing too much to worry about. We've got most of our cruisers firing at the destroyers, who were deciding to come straight towards us. Fuso, we've been trying to hit it with some manual shots on the New Orleans there, but no such luck just yet. So it might actually change its targets to the incoming Cleveland here, which is actually doing okay. It's not been hit at all yet. So let's go for that and get some spotting fire on that. Do that with the secondaries as well. So it's coming at full speed. I would be very tempted in a minute to get some manual shots off of there. We're going to stop firing at the New Orleans altogether. We do have the Commando going for it, so we're going to get at it with the Cleveland. We're going to build up solution there. I am going to change our course and speed because this is clearly not ideal. We're actually going to turn around and try and get a fuller broadside like that actually. And see what's going on here. The Marne has been hit a little bit by the looks of it. How's the Cleveland going to look? It does have some shots incoming from the Fuso, but it doesn't have a great solution on it. So just try and see there. Nothing coming in just yet. I think that was this over there. They did fall quite a long way off there. It is getting a bit better though with these solutions, so it puts it down to narrow. But I do sort of want to try and get some manual shots off. We know I like them. They have been rather reliable for us. Still not liking the look of the Tonne here. Getting on top, it does only have 2 fires. Getting on top of them, and it'll be back to the usual flooding that it's got there. How's it looking on the Marne? It's okay. The Marne's going at 21 knots. If it were going slower, might try and get some manuals on that as well. We are firing HE at it, so we don't waste our AP too much, so we can use that on the cruisers later on maybe. What I might do is actually, I'm going to get some manual shots off now. How's the Sims looking over there? It's okay. I'm actually going to start getting our own destroyers in on it, because we haven't done anything with that just yet. They were out of range, and the more guns firing on them, the better, of course. So let's get all of our destroyers on the Sims, like such. There we go. And it was Tonne we were going to fire manually with, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Brilliant stuff. So, having said that, let's get some manual narrow spots. Oh, right. I thought I pressed narrow there. Okay, just turned off spotting. So that's not going to do very well there. In the meantime then, it looks like we haven't got any hits on the Cleveland behind us then yet. Yeah, that wasn't the best. That wasn't the best. So that was about, should we say 5 to 6 seconds? So I'm going to guess it's about here we want to fire. There's no particular strategy or thinking behind how we target the manuals, just thinking how long it might take for the shell to travel, which is why I highly recommend doing it at the enemy going at slower speeds. Certainly much easier to time then. But it does look like we're doing okay there, the shots that came in. We did get a decent hit in by the looks of it. Look at that fire coming up there. That has reduced its speed a fair amount as well. So we're going to try and aim again like that. How is our angle looking now? Okay, so we're turning off a decent amount. Might want to turn back in a second. But there's no such shots coming in on it. That might have been it that we just fired. I'm going to try one more. The speed is getting ever slower, so we're going to give it a little less lead there and go like that. It's not going to fire. It doesn't look like it has an angle on it. So with that being said, we're going to hold again because it's just going to fire on that particular solution once it does get an angle. And we are going to turn around into them again a little tighter, like that. Cholkai apparently not firing us anything. Why is that? That is not right. So it's going to fire at the Cleveland, I think. Give us some support over there. And do that. Brilliant stuff. Fuso, how's your solution looking? Absolutely terrible. So we're going to hold. You're going to fire AP. And you're actually going to go for a manual fire yourself. So they're going at 18 knots. The distance is 10 kilometers. This shouldn't be too difficult. If we can get some decent shots off. I'm trying to see if they're turning at all there. Doesn't look like it, so we're going to fire out like that. We are getting most of our turrets firing. Brilliant stuff. That's 4 out of 6. So if this hits, this should be a very nice little volley. But we'll see what happens. Shouldn't take too long to come in there. There, that was very likely it. Well, that might have been it actually. You can see the Marne, the fire's raging on that. That is ridiculous. So it looked like a little bit too much lead on that, but the speed is picking up again, I think. So we're going to go in like this. Getting most of our guns firing again. Might even be firing a little too far out to hit them, giving it too much height on our guns. So we'll see how this next one goes. You can generally tell with battleship splashes because they do crash in much heavier. I think that was Cholkai's. Let's see. We're going to fire again. We're going to give it like that. And that's all of our turrets firing on that. Don't need to worry too much about our own ships. They're not taking any hits. The Makanami is under fire. So we'll have a look at that once we see these shells splash, I think. Not seeing anything. That might have been it. Not quite enough shots though, was it? Interesting. The speed is absolutely terrible on it now, so another actual manual shot would be brilliant. Because look at that, it's basically dead in the water. So we're going to fire like that. Excellent stuff. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. We're going to quickly check on the Makanami. It is on rather decent fire and flooding on the rear there. We're going to get our smoke screen off there, I think. Try and see what's going on with the Cleveland. I really want to get this one down. Okay, so that was the one from the Fuso. So maybe a little bit too much lead there. So we're going to fire off again and actually go for the midships. And just, oh, it's down. Brilliant stuff. No need to fire. Excellent stuff. That's done it. So, where's the other Cleveland gone? It's completely retreating. This is one we hit with torpedoes. No need to worry about that. So we're going to focus on the destroyers now then, which are taking a battering. Look at this, Sims. You can't see it under all the smoke. Though granted, some of it is smoke generator smoke. Let's have a look at the report. It's all heavy damage. Excellent stuff. So, oh, lovely little shot there. The Marne's not looking great either. So Fuso is actually going to try and get some manual HE. That's going to target the Marne there, which is going at 9 knots. Should be a fairly easy strike. Just going to watch the Fuso actually, so watch this get off. That should be ready to fire, so we're going to go like that. There we go. Oh, such a great sound that. Really hope this hits because that should be an instant kill there. If it does get a nice hit in. Come on. Where are you? There we go, that was it. Oh, that's got to be done for. So we're going to fire at the Sims again. Yep, there we go. Makanami's getting on top of its fires, I think, there. I don't know if it is, actually. We'll see. There's nothing to worry about there. Nothing to worry about. You It gets a little more frivolous now that we're definitely winning the game. So, actually the Sims is not moving at all, so this is going to be very easy. Fire like that, please. Oh, oh yes. Oh yes, give it to me. Look at that. Why is it not down? That's got to be it. Now the Fuso's hit it fairly hard. There we go. Okay, so the New Orleans is actually coming back for some more. So we're going to have a look at that. What's the speed on it? 15. We're going to load up some AP. It is at 14 kilometers away though, so it's going to be much harder to hit. We're going to give it a go though. It is turning as well. It is going rather slowly. If we go for here and see what happens, we need to turn our guns a bit more apparently. What's the angle on that? I don't think it's the guns turning that's doing that. Might just be our angle anyway. Let's fire. Yeah, there we go. It was probably just the guns turning. See what happens over there. We're going to see what our tonne is looking like ammo-wise. Looking fairly decent, isn't it? So let's just get some shots out like that. We're going to let the AI do these shots with narrow spotting. With that and the secondaries as well. We're going to get the Kumano and the Furutaka to of course fire as well, along with the Chokai. Just want to see where these shots land from the Fuso. That should have been it actually. That was a lot of shots. That was actually not too bad. Just unlucky to straddle it there. Makanami's not looking good at all. So what we're going to do is actually, yeah, we're going to guess it to just stop in a second because that is taking horrible damage. Yeah, let's get it stopped now. Break and stop. I think the Fuso might just give it a tap though. You have to watch out for that. With the Fuso though, we are going to get another manual shot off. Like, think about there will do. And we're going to get some firing solutions from our other cruisers as well on there. So like that, and some spotting shots from there. Is this out of ammo? No, just can't fire. Excellent stuff. And like that over here, please, with the Chokai. That's HE. Don't want to fire HE. Want to fire AP with the main guns. How's it looking? I think we just missed it as well with the Fuso. Not necessarily down to our aim, but more down to just spread. So we'll fire again and guess out like this. The speed is 13 knots, so we shouldn't need to give it loads of lead there. Like that. And just watch this go down, really, I think. Well, after many manual fights, we did manage to actually sink the New Orleans, leaving just a single Cleveland which managed to escape. The one we hit with torpedoes as well, just disappeared out of that. So that's a fairly decisive engagement, I'd say, and unfortunately that's all I have time for today, ladies and gentlemen. I realise not a hell of a lot has happened in this episode. Things are starting to die down, I think. They're starting to run out of ships, finally. So thank you all very much for watching. Hope to hear your feedback in the comments below. Really do appreciate everything here. But in the meantime, I've been the Edified Gamer, and I hope all your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.